Please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm Martin Filbert, and it is my distinct pleasure to serve as the Dean of the University of Michigan School of Public Health. I'm so pleased to welcome you to Hill Auditorium on the University of Michigan Ann Arbor campus to celebrate the 76th class, the class of 2017. Out of courtesy to everyone assembled, please silence your cell phones now. I'd also like to welcome those of you watching this ceremony around the world via the live stream on the School of Public Health website. We are so honored to have you join us. Thank you to the University of Michigan's Men's Glee Club and Director Dr. Eugene Rogers for that beautiful opening to our ceremony today. The lyrics to Walk in Jerusalem carry an appropriate question for today. Are you ready? Graduates, this is your final test. Are you ready? I know you are ready. Your professors tell me you are ready. Throughout this ceremony, we will talk about why, but I want to impress upon you that being ready is not a finish line. It is an active state of being. Today we honor you, our 2017 graduates, and rejoice in the achievements of every student who has earned a degree at this most distinguished institution. Public health has been a part of the University of Michigan curriculum since 1881, and our School of Public Health has been at the forefront of public health education and research since 1941, when the school was formally chartered. We are closing out a milestone year, the celebration of our 75th anniversary. Throughout the past year, we have celebrated our rich history and the life-changing contributions we have made to public health. But perhaps the most exciting component to our 75th anniversary year is the opportunity to become better in our 76th year. We are ready, and it is critical that the graduating class lead us in this endeavor. Behind these contributions is our community of people. We can never lose sight of that. The people up on the stage here, you call them faculty, are part of that glorious past and are part of this glorious auditorium today. But it is your ideas, your passion, your creativity that make the School of Public Health what it is. Our school, our culture, our reputation is a reflection of the individuals, communities, populations, people. And what terrific people we have here today. At the University of Michigan, we address complex challenges through innovative interdisciplinary research and training. We value hard work. We are driven by our mission to create optimal health for all. We work together and we work for each other. And through our research, engaged learning, and practice, we can lay the groundwork for an incredible future. This is who we are, and that is why you came to Michigan. Graduates, you came to us looking to answer your calling. Prior to your matriculating here, you were on a different career path. At least one of you was a dentist, another of you was an art consultant. You were pre-med in undergraduate, or you studied biology, Spanish, anthropology, and engineering, just to name a few. You came from right here in Ann Arbor and from around the world. Whatever you were, wherever you came from, you imagined a better and brighter future, and it began here. There is no right or wrong way to get into public health, and your own amazing journeys are a testament to that. A contributing factor in your choice of public health is that you kept an open mind. You saw issues in the world, challenged yourself to seek solutions, embraced new ideas, and likely took a detour or two to find yourself here. I planned on becoming a physician. Through some fateful detours, I am now standing before you, lucky enough to be the dean of this wonderful institution, a public health educator and a public health researcher. Even though I had charted a course, I remained open to what the world needed, and it moved me right here. Open-mindedness removes barriers, creates opportunities, and breeds discoveries. Today you sit here open to the possibilities of what life will be like as you change from students to public health professionals. During your time at the School of Public Health, you have transformed some of you have transformed many of you into zombies. I've seen the pictures, but thankfully you came back again, into more perfect versions of yourself. You listened, you challenged, you remained curious and optimistic. You opened your mind to continual self-improvement. Graduates, you have been remarkable students, and we are grateful and honored that you chose the University of Michigan School of Public Health for this phase of your education. For all of you wonderfully supportive family and friends, let me tell you a few things about the class that is graduating this weekend. They number 405, and soon they will become the latest members of an alumni body exceeding 15,000. Our new graduates come from a remarkable, are you ready for this? 103 universities and colleges throughout the world. Our graduating class includes citizens from 16 countries outside the United States. What fills me with excitement is how our graduates will fan out across the world, taking on leadership roles in governmental public health, in healthcare systems, in private sector companies, and on the front lines of public health practice, just to name a few. I know that today's graduates will carry on the school's legacy of excellence and innovation in contributions to public health because they have learned to think critically, to collaborate, and to discard comfort in favor of discovery. Each year, graduating students speak at this ceremony on behalf of the entire graduating class. It is my pleasure to introduce the first of this year's speakers, Nosheen Hyatt, an MPH candidate in nutritional sciences. Nosheen.
Wow. Oh. Should probably lower this. Okay. Dean Filbert, faculty, staff, family, friends, and the SPH class of 2017, welcome. After 2 amazing years that have been full of great experiences and many challenges, we have made it to our graduation. Thank you to each and every person who helped us along the way. I was raised in a communal household in a remote Pakistani village. In addition to my immediate family, I lived with my grandparents, single aunts, and uncle. In Pakistan, the village serves as an extension of the family home. If I didn't like what my family had for dinner, I'd walk on over to the neighbor's house and eat there. Having close neighbors wasn't always fun, though. When my mom bought me bracelets for a holiday, she told me not to touch them until the celebration. But 7-year-old me couldn't contain her excitement. And, of course, something went wrong. I tried on the glass bracelets at a friend's house, and they broke. A piece of glass slashed my hand, leaving an obvious wound. But I couldn't tell my mom, so I put a Band-Aid on it, hoping it would stop bleeding. When I got home later in the day, my mom was waiting for me with that knowing look. I thought, who told her? The downside of communal living, nothing stays under the radar. Humans have always stuck together, creating families, tribes, cities, and countries. We depend on each other. It's in our nature. However, we are becoming increasingly isolated. Research shows that social isolation is a public health problem. I'm sure many of you work on this issue in this room. But what I want us to think about today is not how to address these issues from a public health perspective, but how to be integrated in our communities so we fit into the bigger picture. It's easy to forget the people around us when we have our own problems to worry about. But it's our relationship with these very people that gives our lives meaning. When we allow the space to be vulnerable with each other, to grow, and to share our challenges, our problems start to look small, and our capacity to move beyond them looms large. Imagine what it would be like if today, at this very moment, with every single person in this room, we attempted to solve the Flint water crisis. Now imagine you trying to do it by yourself. There is a reason why it is said that those who remain silent in the face of oppression are just as guilty, because it takes every single one of us to come together, build each other, and then build a movement. Dear friends and colleagues, my hope is that as we move forward, we will intentionally invest time and energy in relationships that will help us build movements in every community we join. Thank you.
Thank you, Nosheen, for sharing that message with all of us. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce the second of this year's speakers, William Lopez, a PhD candidate in health behavior, health education. William.
It is an honor to be here with my fellow graduates from the University of Michigan School of Public Health. Congratulations on a job well done. Many of us never thought this day would arrive. We sat down as scared students in our first classes, and now we find ourselves clothed in robes and tassels. Along the way, we faced a number of tense decisions. Do we teach or research or both? Do we graduate in 4 years or in 7? Do we interview or do we count, or both? Now, some of these tensions extended outside of the academy. Do I attend my friend's wedding during prelim week? Do we have children? Do I get married, divorced, come out of the closet, transition? Yet despite these tensions, nevertheless, we persisted. And here we are today. Now, are we uncomfortable with these tensions? Sure. But we as public health researchers are no strangers to tension. In fact, I would argue that tension fundamentally defines our discipline. Think about it. Health is genetic, in the very DNA that makes up our bodies. Yet it's also a product of lifestyle. Health is behavioral. It's what we do, what we eat, how we exercise, but it's also environmental. I can't eat well if no vegetables are sold in my busless neighborhood anyway. And health is agentive, yet agency like food, water, and the ability to vote is not distributed evenly. Tension is what we do. We choose our limited space in the broad universe of health, and we pursue it wholeheartedly, knowing our work is inadequate, a small seed we plant that we may never get to see grow to fruition. Yet nevertheless we persist. But perhaps the greatest tension in public health exists because we are a discipline of peace, comprised of people of passion. But despite our ostensible pacifism, there are fights for which we are willing to die. We have studied the machinery of oppression for years. We have defined it, delineated it, and deconstructed it. And when we see this machinery damage our communities, we will use every tool in our toolbox to dismantle the systems that inequitably incarcerate, deport, and strip years of life from the most marginalized among us. And so, my fellow graduates, I stand before you and I ask you to find peace in the tension of public health, to be perfectly comfortable, being incredibly uncomfortable in that gray space between quantitative and qualitative research, between positivism and subjectivity, between blank slate science and the empathy that brought you to public health in the first place. And I ask you to embrace yet one more tension. Make no mistake, you are the leaders and the best, trained by the leaders and the best. You are sitting next to the people who will shape the face of health for the next century. But I ask you to be daring and lead from behind. I ask you to be fearless and listen more than you talk. Use your microphone not to share your voice, but to amplify the voices of those who have been silenced. Thank you, and go blue.
Two tough acts to follow. Thank you, William, for those words. The members of the School of Public Health faculty and staff who are on stage this afternoon represent the dedication and excellence of a community as a whole. We'd now like to take a few minutes to recognize two outstanding educators nominated for Excellence in Teaching Awards by those who work with them and those who learn from them. It is a distinct honor to announce that the recipient of the School of Public Health's annual Excellence in Teaching Award is Professor Richard Neitzel. Please stand. Dr. Neitzel is modest and an associate professor of environmental health sciences and associate chair of the department. Before Professor Neitzel accepts his award, I want to share some of what his colleagues and students had to say about his teaching. From a colleague, quote, "As a mentor, Dr. Neitzel always makes time for his students and provides support and continued training and mentorship long after graduation. His teaching efforts reach far beyond the classroom setting, and he is consistent in providing students with the support, guidance, and time that they need to succeed both academically and professionally." From a student, quote, "I have to say that I originally signed up for his class as a requirement that I had to fulfill. But honestly, this ended up being my favorite class all semester." Professor Neitzel was knowledgeable, enthusiastic, and responded to all students with insightful comments. From a student, as a mentor, Dr. Neitzel has empowered me to explore my interests in all areas of public health. Above all, Dr. Neitzel has shown me what it looks like to be truly passionate about your career. And finally, this anecdote from a student. Because of his passion and professionalism, I even went to his class at 8:30 a.m. the day after being out until 3 a.m. singing karaoke for my birthday. And apparently he evokes terrific candor from his students. Professor Neitzel, on behalf of the students and faculty of the School of Public Health, it is my pleasure to present you with the Excellence in Teaching Award. The strength of instruction here at the School of Public Health is also evident in our talented and engaged graduate student instructors. I am pleased to announce that this year's Outstanding Graduate Student Instructor Award recipient is Carissa Schmidt, PhD candidate in health behavior and health education. Much like the glowing remarks we received about Professor Neitzel, I'd like to share some of the wonderful anecdotes about Carissa. From a colleague, quote, "I've observed Carissa helping student teams, and she has a natural gift for explaining complex issues and building rapport with students. In one specific example, she developed and implemented case studies for a complicated but important class discussion on cultural humility. The students were completely engaged and raved about Carissa. It goes on, Carissa left thoughtful and constructive feedback on student assignments and pushed them to deepen their understanding of course material. She focused on helping students develop important critical thinking and problem-solving skills through a variety of mediums, including online and in-person activities." And from a student, quote, "Carissa was extremely generous with her time. She met with me during office hours and also met with me during scheduled times outside of her office hours. Perhaps even more commendable was how Carissa responded almost immediately to my millions of emails to her at all hours of the day and night, and often the weekends. I will forever be grateful for her support. I would not have excelled without Carissa's kind, patient, and competent, knowledgeable knowledge and guidance. Carissa, it is my pleasure to present to you the School of Public Health's Outstanding Graduate Student Instructor Award. It is now my distinct honor to introduce to you a remarkable person and one that I feel fortunate to have watched grow up from a child into a champion. Our commencement speaker is Tatiana McFadden. Tatiana is a gold medalist, an Olympics and Paralympics champion. If ever a title inadequately represented its subject, it's this one. Tatiana's journey has taken some twists and turns with some serendipity, to be sure, but more than anything, she is a study in hard work, perseverance, and open-mindedness. Much like all of you, Tatiana imagined a better future, and she went after it. She found her own passion in sport and determined to become the best. She did it. As a child, her parents wanted to bolster her health after adopting her from a Russian orphanage. While others fretted over their perception of Tatiana's fragile future, her parents believed, and rightly I would say, that she would not be broken, only strengthened by being challenged. Tatiana is a gifted athlete and accomplishes these fantastic athletic feats in her own way. And where others seek to divide over differences, she defies it. Tatiana is a uniting force through her uniqueness. And now here is another title, the fastest woman in the world. She asked me to run with her. I declined. She owns 17 Paralympic medals in her career. In 2013, she became the first racer in any division to win the Grand Slam. 4 world major marathons in the same year. In 2014, 2015, and 2016, she repeated her wins in the majors for an unprecedented 4 years in a row. But you can't wish for this type of success. Whether it is on the track or in the lab, it holds true. You must begin by envisioning success where others overlook it, then add in extremely hard work and preparation. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Tatiana McFadden.
Hello, University of Michigan School of Public Health. I am so honored to be here. I heard that today is the day to be at this school, definitely, with the graduates today. Although I am very happy to be speaking here today at the University of Michigan, University of Illinois, I'm a graduate student there, may take away my scholarship for speaking here today. I've learned 2 important lessons in my 28 years. First, I learned that life isn't about what you don't have. It is about what you do with the gifts that you are given. Second, I learned that life is like a marathon. It stretches out for miles and miles ahead of you, and it screams endurance. And although you are somewhat familiar with the route, it still has its twists and its turns, its ups and its downs, and there is no guarantee of how each race will end. Had we met 28 years ago at baby orphanage number 13 in St. Petersburg, Russia, I doubt that you would even bet that I would find any success. After all, I was born with spina bifida and had no ability to walk. Medical professionals were so confident that I wouldn't live, they didn't operate to close the hole in my back for 21 days. I was severely malnourished. I'd never seen a wheelchair, in fact. I didn't know such thing existed. And my very best outfit consisted of a hand-me-down dress with a scuffy bow in my hair. Families constantly came through the orphanage looking for healthy babies, not looking for a sickly child with a challenging disability. My chances for success, not worth measuring. Now let's fast forward to 22 years from when I was adopted at age 6, and here I am, an elite athlete with 17 Paralympic medals, 7 of them are gold, and thank you. And 17 major marathon victories. And here I am, speaking with you all today. I have a wonderful family and many dear friends throughout the world. I find myself on magazine covers, on TV talk shows. I've met presidents and world leaders. But what matters most to me aren't the medals or the TV talk shows, although I have to admit that being on the Ellen DeGeneres show was really cool. What matters most is that I found happiness and purpose in my life. I have a path forward that is filled with possibility, no guarantees, but lots and lots of chances to make the precious gift of life. For many of you, graduation signals the beginning of your next adventure on a new and challenging path. And though our lives are a little bit different, I feel as though I've been on your journey before. Like you, I know what it is hopefully to look at the road ahead, understanding that it's filled with possibility. Whether you've been hitting the books at midnight or getting up before dawn, like me, for a practice run, you have been preparing for what's next. And so, as you begin the next chapter in your life, let me share some of the lessons I learned about the road ahead. Lesson 1, don't be afraid if your path takes you in an unexpected direction. You never know what you might discover. It isn't easy among all the opportunities that life has to offer to land on that one perfect path that is meant for you. Accept the fact that the first path you choose may not be lasting. Be willing to look outside your comfort zone. Listen to the advice of others. Don't discourage if it takes a while to find success. If truth be told, I started life as a sprinter. From the time I took track at the Paralympics in Athens in 2004, in the 100 meter and 200 meters, I knew I was destined to be the best sprinter in the world. When asked about trying a marathon, which is 26.2 miles, my answer was an immediate no. No way. Distance running was not for me. Not today, not tomorrow, never. I was a sprinter. I knew this for sure. I was 100% confident. Starting college in 2008, I actually came in on a basketball scholarship. I also did track practice in the afternoon. In the beginning of the year, we were always told to write down our goals. So I wrote down my sprinting goals, of course. Faster starts, more power, and getting better in the 800-meter race. None were marathon goals. My coach wrote down the goals on my goal sheet to run the 2009 Chicago Marathon. I looked at him like he was insane. But my coach, Adam Blakeney, who knew my true capabilities, kept hounding me. In 2009, when I again refused his invitation to run 26.2 miles, he tried a different strategy. He told me I should consider it a practice run for the 400 meters, which is only one time around the track, which in 2009 was one of my best events. So on Sunday, October 11th, 2009, I took my place on the starting line to practice the 400 meters about 100 times or so back to back, right? I won my first marathon. The rest is history. What if I haven't listened? What if I haven't tried? What if I was so sure about my sprinting career that I wasn't willing to move outside my comfort zone for just one day? Marathons are such a big part of my life now. I cannot even imagine life without the challenge of a marathon calling me to race. But this lesson isn't about marathons. It is about understanding that we don't always know what is best for us. We need to rely on the advice of others, particularly in the early years of our careers, and accept that our perfect path may take us in an unexpected direction. Sometimes it's definitely outside our comfort zone. Mine certainly was. Lesson 2. We all have that special power within us to get through tough times and to push us forward. Get to know that special strength. Learn to trust it. Back in orphanage number 13, having survived against all odds, I reached the age when all the other children would begin to crawl and begin to walk. With legs that didn't move, none of this was possible for me. But at that moment, when I was sure to fall behind, some strong force within motivated me to tip myself upwards and begin to use my arms as my legs. When others my age were learning to walk, I was learning to walk too. Sometimes walking upright on my hands, and sometimes scooting inches above the floor. I adapted. I learned to keep up. I wanted to be just like everyone else. And in my own little world, I was. What no one knew then, but we all know now, that the act of walking on my arms and lifting myself up has built the muscle mass not only in my arms and in my upper body that carries me to victory today, not only in life, but in race after race. What some would say is my disability has given me the opportunity for success. That power inside me to push to belong has driven me from the very beginning. And today, particularly in difficult races, I tap into that same strength deep inside to carry me to the finish line. I know it is there. It gives me confidence in myself and my abilities when I need it most. Over time, I learned that it really isn't about winning. It is about knowing that you have the energy within to finish every race with pride, whatever the race may be. We all have that special reserve of energy to lift our spirits, to give us confidence, and to infuse us with strength when we need it most. When things aren't working out as you expected, when the twists and the turns are getting the best of you, dig deep, and you too will find this energy to finish every project, every task, and every job with pride, bringing honor to work and in turn honor to yourself, because both are important. Lesson 3, when you fall down, get back up. No matter how prepared you are, you can't expect your work journey, your life journey for that matter, to be easy. The true test of character is not how we handle life when it is easy. It is how we handle life when it is difficult. How we handle life when it is difficult. For instance, when you expect to get the job or promotion and you don't. When you expect to finish a project first and you finish in the middle of the pack. When you're sprinting towards the finish line and something terrible happens. What do you do? In 2014, I was leading the pack at the New York City Marathon and was rounding the corner at Columbus Circle for the final sprint to the finish in Central Park. It was a beautiful day. The race had gone well, and I was headed toward a second consecutive victory in New York City and a second consecutive Grand Slam, previously winning Boston and London and Chicago for 2 years in a row. New York is one of my favorite marathons because, oddly enough, I love to climb hills. It's my favorite part of every marathon. So I broke away at mile 16, and I was all by myself. The lead person always has a lead vehicle, camera crew, lead cyclist with them. Coming down to the last 0.2 miles at Columbus Circle, a motorcycle who was riding nearby me cut the corner a little too close. I responded on instinct, also cutting the corner a little too close. I lost my balance, my racing chair tipped over, and my entire body fell out at my feet. I could hear the crowd respond in horror. The police were rushing towards me to help me get back into my chair. Everyone was worried that I was hurt or that my chair was irreparably damaged. The choices were clear, but I only had moments to respond. If anyone touched me or tried to help me back into my racing chair, I would be disqualified. Those are just the rules. I was sure that the police didn't know these rules. Many things were running through my mind. Was the race over for me? How close was my competition? Could I finish? Could I still win? In seconds, I looked at my chair. Everything was fine. I went through a mental checklist of my body. No broken bones or dislocated shoulders. I told the policeman I'm fine. And then with that strength that lies deep within, with my legs still inside my chair, I pushed myself back in, dusted off my shoulders, and was on my way, finishing the last 0.2 miles of the race. I think it gets everyone, last 0.2 miles. Crossing the finish line 1 minute and 8 seconds ahead of the competition. As I looked back today, I realized that it wasn't whether if I won or lost. The point was I fell down and got back up. There will always be moments in our work or in our life when we fall unexpectedly. We may make a mistake, others may cause us to fall, or it may be a combination of factors. And while we ultimately need to understand what happened, the real question for all of us is, what do you do when you fall down? Getting back up should be the only answer, right? Oh. Lesson 4, be a lifelong advocate for yourself and for others. I'm here today because my adoptive parents advocated my rights from the moment I arrived in the United States. In elementary school, they made sure I could play along with others during recess and during PE. Advocates at Girl Scouts made sure that sleepaway camp was accessible so I could go camping, make s'mores, and go on hikes just like all the other girls. When I was in high school, I became an advocate as I fought, with my mom by my side, for the right to race along the side of able-bodied runners on my high school track team. We brought the suit against Howard County, Maryland, not for money, just for the right to be treated equally in sports. Our victory resulted in a creation of a new law that has been embraced nationwide, forever changing the face of high school athletics, giving young people with disabilities the right to be treated equal in the world of sports. Even with all the progress that has been made in the equal access arena, I am constantly reminded that the job of an advocate is never done. Just a few months ago, flying on a nationally recognized airline, don't worry, it's not United. I know what you were thinking. That was notified in advance of my travel, I was forced mid-flight to possibly crawl up the aisle to use the bathroom because an aisle chair was not loaded on the plane before takeoff. It was an 8 a.m. flight, the first flight to take off. I knew it was going to be a long flight when the flight attendants were an hour late. When boarded, I was the first one on. I asked the flight attendant during the flight if there was an aisle chair. She politely said, "I will go look." In just a few minutes, she came back and notified me that there was an aisle chair on the flight. What do? I thought. I could crawl, or I could have someone carry me. So I looked up to see who was on my flight, and I happened to see a group of men in their military uniform. I thought, perfect. They're definitely strong. I asked one of them if they wouldn't mind carrying me to the bathroom. He so kindly and firmly said, "Yes, ma'am." He was so handsome, too. Knocking everyone on our way there and back, we finally made it. I was very grateful, but also embarrassed and sad. I expected better. You may ask, have we called the airline? Yes. Have we reported the problem? Yes. Were they horrified? Absolutely. Have they apologized? Yes. Do I think it will happen again? Unfortunately, yes. Perhaps not with this airline, perhaps not with any airline, but sadly it will happen again. To someone, sometime, somewhere. So I ask all of you, as you move forward on your career and your life journey, to embrace the role as an advocate for yourself and for others. I hope that the role of an advocate is part of your job. Advocating for essential services for those who cannot advocate for themselves is a truly work of heart. We should all be advocates every day of our lives. And so, what's next? For me, I just finished the marathon in Boston. My next big marathons are Chicago in October and New York in November. Your next big marathon starts tomorrow. A little longer than 26.2 maybe. It is the marathon of your career and your life. You are blessed to begin this new journey with many gifts that you have been given, including your education. As you begin this journey filled with hope and excitement for the work and opportunity that lies ahead, my wishes for you are these. First, that at least once, and hopefully many times, unexpected opportunities from outside your comfort zone will surprise you, and you'll welcome them with open arms. Second, that you will find the strength that lies deep within to provide the ballast you will need to get through tough times. Third, that when you fall down, you will always, I mean always, remember to get back up. Fourth, that you will finish every race you enter with style and grace, regardless where you finish at the finish line. Fifth, and finally, that you will always be an advocate, most particularly for those who cannot advocate for themselves. If you do these things, I can promise that you'll find happiness and purpose in your life, that you'll make important contributions in your field, whether small or large, that you will make this world a better place. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2017.
Thank you, Tatiana, for those inspirational words. I'm quite confident that they will stay with our graduates for many years to come. And now, for the moment, yeah, I can stretch it out, that you've all been waiting for. Presentation of the candidates for the degrees from the University of Michigan School of Public Health. Associate Dean for Research, John Mika, will present the Doctor of Philosophy and the Doctor of Public Health degree candidates. During this recognition, candidates will carry their hoods to the stage and will be draped with the hood by a member of the faculty. Senior Associate Dean for Administration, Sharon Cardia, and Assistant Professor and Managing Director of the Office of Student Engagement and Practice, Angela Beck, will present the Master of Public Health candidates. Managing Director of the Office of Student Engagement and Practice, Angela Beck, will present the Master of Health Informatics candidates. Associate Dean for Global Public Health, Matthew Bolton, will present the Master of Health Services Administration candidates and the Master of Science candidates.
Dean Filbert, on behalf of the School of Public Health, it is my pleasure to present the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Kevin Banke, the risk of infection from exposure to waterborne Helicobacter pylori and the resulting health impact in Lima, Peru. Kristen Monet Brown, Getting Under the Skin, Human Social Genomics in the Multi-Ethnic Study of Atherosclerosis. Joanne Ting-Chu Cheng, characterization of the temporal aspects of tobacco use and related diseases. Sarah Chern, applied computational modeling approaches in cigarette smoking epidemiology, extending statistical associations to convey theoretical pathways. Linnea Evans, racialized realignment of time, an investigation of time use as a proxy for differential lived experiences at the intersection of race and gender and its relationship to early onset hypertension. Michael Hayashi, integrating mathematical models of behavior and infectious disease, applications to outbreak dynamics and control. Kang Han Lin, statistical methods for detecting rare variant associations in family-based designs. Jamie Yun Liu, a study of the impact of environmental chemicals and micronutrients on pubertal development in a Mexican population. William Lopez, if you hold my hand, nobody will be able to take you away from me. The health implications of an immigration raid on a mixed status Latino community in Washington County, Michigan. Lisa Marshowitz, impact of perinatal bisphenol A and high-fat diet exposures on offspring non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Megan Moynihan, the role of diet and heavy metal exposure and toxicity during prenatal and peripubertal periods. Jenny Ostergren, perceived threat of Alzheimer's disease and help-seeking behavior in older adults with memory complaints. Benjamin Roberts, improved methods for evaluating noise exposure and hearing loss. Douglas Rayler, exposure to violence, an in-depth analysis from adolescence to early adulthood. Yevon Tao, semi-parametric regression and machine learning methods for estimating optimal dynamic treatment regimes. Quy Tran, multi-stage statistical models for cancer in observational studies and SMARTs. Monica Silver, prenatal pesticide exposure and infant neurodevelopment in China.
Dean Filbert, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Public Health, it is my pleasure to present the candidates for the Master of Public Health degree. Emily Wolfram. Laura Arboleda Marino. Neha Mandava. Lindsay Kimmins. Jody McCloskey. Tiffany Pham. Emily Catherine Menard. Connor Pomeroy. Dylan Mixachek. Audrey Merchland. Serena Bidwell. John Kubali. Maxwell Salvatore. Kyle Bagshaw. Myra Ribas Rocha. Lindsay Cannon. Elizabeth Pinkerton. Kelly Charniga. Julieta Saluzzo. Stephanie McCracken. Eleanor Louise Axon. Jacob Hillman. Gabrielle Stroh Steiner. Lawrence Lee. India Huff. Sarah Elizabeth Skurla. Chelsea Lynn Abshar. Julia Porth. Shelby Eagle. John Doe. Olivia Mann. Peter DeYoung. Catherine Hanslitz. Leah Abrams. Audrey Urquhart. Sarah Miller. Eden Penn. Benita Azir. Hannah Selig. Wengtan Ma. Erihi Fule. Douglas Kim. Amber Cathy. Grace Margaret Christensen. Rita Scythe. Stephanie Lane Mills. Patricia Mina. Nineveh Lisboa Costa. Rebecca Ruby Onuru. Lauren Boone. Story Olivia Harris. Christopher Bush. Alejandra Mendez. Melissa Daly. Tracy Carson. Nosheen Hayat. Danielle Boutboul. Bridget Henley. Kai Young. Han Shu. Tae Yan Sun. Sa Yao Lu. Hae Myung Lee. Grace Fennessy. Megan Walsh. Elena Jurviva. Bharathi Ramachandran. Aroni Gupta. Sanjana Pampati. Madhuri Nadarajan. Reem Kashlan. Mocha Glazer. Grace Kwan. Brandon Reed. Anna Kazan. Erica Renee Shaver. Anna Elizabeth Jenke. Nicholas Boileau. Iba Brun Yokosawa. Rachel Dellinger. Andrea Chrisman. Maria Panja. Aslyn Cummins. Sam Harrison. Joshua Neal. Chun Lee. Pearl Tu. Suzanne Jenick. Suzanne Culbertson. Rebecca Corser. Lauren McKimmey. Sai Zhang. Kelly Wobley. Rebecca Shar. Ariel Hearn. Elizabeth Kapolsky. Jennifer Acosta Raif. Valerie Gavrila. Nishida Kanjivaram. Ali Rooker. Nadia Sayed. Elise Caruso. Jonah Semakowski. Kathuna Ramadugu.
Savannah Hatt. Angela Knudsen. Marin Llewellyn. Samantha Madsen Olson. Jessica Irene Ramirez. Amber Belizaire. Whitney Howell. Hallie Kuczynski. Sarah Freeman. Jack Wong. Haoja Julie Jing. Wenwen Zhang. Shangyu Sung. Zainab Alatar. Jacqueline Kalajian. Scarlett Shader. Molly Green. Kristen Bevilacqua. Grace Himesfield. Sarah Smythe. Martha Sigmund. Amira Shahada. Tiffany Quanton. Jen Workman. Kaylee May Good. Ojuzwi Odakari. Isaac Pullman. Rachel Baser. Tracy Ayub. Kayla Long. Liz Nelson McCormick. Alexandra to the rescue. Michael Boudros. Elizabeth Hellman. Katajana Plaja. Corey Page. Abbas Zuhair Alawaya. Ali Abazi. Dominique Edwards. Quan Shay Henderson. Shakia Jackson. Elizabeth Michelle. Catherine Stark. Caitlin Schilly. Kathleen Howe. Kyle Lights. Noah Samuel Nelson. Samantha Hahn. Mary Connolly. Mary Catherine Goddard. Ritu Pundit. Michael Manning. Sydney Swain. Lauren Cox. Rachel Jane Neuenfeld. Catherine Wood. Divya Nagpal. Ruolin Lee. Shukai Jung. Michael Jacobson. Pat Ong Pasak. Ashley Hill. Iris Yufen Shao. Anastasia McGee. Claire Hayes. Mariah Lewis. Isabella Harold. Sydney Egan. Allison McAdams. Elizabeth Roach. Tala Dabur. Angubin Khan. Emily Nash. Taylor Mann. Catherine Moore. Grace Alexandra Van Velden. Amanda Imperiali. Eli Carter. Ashka Deve. Kareem Bookman. Priori. Renran Liu. Ying Shen. Melanie Kekulavala. Dean Filbert, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Public Health, it is my pleasure to present the candidates for the Master of Health Informatics degree. Jessica Elizabeth Sparling. Parisa Soraya. Tamal Sikder. Adriana Saraki. Paige Mackenzie Galecki. A.J. Holmgren. Eric Pfeiffer. Jaiho Wang. Sunyoung Fu. Wenlu Yen. Michelle Williams. DeLawrence Akulo. Michelle Bohinski. Roger Ludi.
Dean Filbert, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Public Health, it is my distinct honor to present the candidates for the Master of Health Services Administration degree. David McCready. Andrew Munfa. Christian J. Balzer. Peter Chu. Debolina Goswami. Molly Gordon. Catherine Mary Morrow. Lisa Michelle Miller. Alfred Lee. Thomas Yaros. Ruchi Agarwal. Catherine Thurston. Kristen Acho. Rebecca Elizabeth Miller. Kristen O'Donoghue. Carolyn Wong. Courtney Landy. Candace Annette Johnson. Sarah Wazinski. Arika Nunthi Kunti. Jessica Renata Baker. Gaurav Mehta. Megan Osei. Julie Musgrave. Philip Kurdunowitz. Nicholas Bendel. Lori Brennan Ojak. Sarah Smolinski. Aisha Patel. Brittany Kasser. Lauren Murphy Moore. Erica Danielle Vaughn. Vaughn Williams. Anthony Leaf Carson. Cassandra Balderas. Hayat Ali. Nora Sabati. Raymond Lynham. Janelle Rohel Coppin. Quan Trong Pham. Kasha Hovard. Haley Haddad. Kim Fan. Dean Filbert, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Public Health, it is my distinct honor to present the candidates for the Master of Science degree. Zach Hosley. Axel Martin. Karen Matsuo. Ann Waldo. Drew Cheatham. Ashley Howard. Sabrina Rocco. Jonathan Skaza. Tom Edwards. Wanlin Zhong. Swastina Shrestha. Caleb Scheidel. Margaret M. Banker. Shuang Guo. Zhongchan Zhao. Nina Zhao. Yuqin Lin. Tian Gu. Yufei Yu. Ethan Fritz. Mitch Seveny. Adam Peterson. Desmond Kersley. Dan Weichel. Yiwang Zhao. Jingyi Zhai. Yongchen Chao. Julajak Limsrivili. Aaron Dora Lasky. Rakesh Hillary. Adib Bulki. Huda Marcus. Samir Al-Hadidi. Gerald Scott Winder. Elizabeth Speck. Mohammed Najib Al-Halak. Louis Susan. Tyler Malone. Frere Jarongwu Tipong. Maimona Al-Hinai. Xinyin Fong.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017. I'm going to ask everyone that's standing to be seated and ask the graduates to stand up, turn around, and give your families a round of applause. You may be seated. Graduates, once again, you are transformed, this time from students to alumni. I'm very pleased to have a fellow alum and fervent supporter of the School of Public Health join us to welcome you into this very special group. Marianne Udall Phillips is the Executive Director of the Center for Healthcare Research and Transformation. Previously, she served as the Director of the Michigan Department of Human Services from 2004 to 2017. She joined public service following 20 years of leadership roles for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Marianne has a long-standing commitment to improving the quality and affordability of healthcare and is also a passionate advocate for improving the lives of the poor, with a special emphasis on children, including a focus on early childhood development. We are fortunate to be the beneficiaries of her tireless work for her alma mater. Marianne, thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you, Martin, and I do believe that that introduction was longer than I will be. But it is an incredible honor for me to be here today to share this moment with all of you. Congratulations to all the graduates, to your families. I know from having had the privilege to teach some of you, you are about to go out and do incredible good in the world, and I am so honored to be among you. Martin told you that you have now been transformed. In addition to being graduates, you are now alumni. Or, as those of us who are alumni and have been for a while really fondly say, welcome to the Michigan Mafia. And indeed, we are your family. We won't forget you, and you will not forget us. You are going to go across the world. I know you will. There are more than 500,000 University of Michigan graduates around the world. As Martin told you, there are 15,000 graduates of the School of Public Health. And no matter where you go, you will see a Michigan hat or a Michigan t-shirt, and you will have an instant bond. You have had an incredible privilege and opportunity to go to this school. It opens doors for you, and it will make so much possible. As you heard from Tatiana in her most incredibly inspiring talk, you have so many choices to make, and your future is ahead of you. I have a very simple message for you today. Do not forget those who come after you. Many of you are here today only because of the generosity and commitment of those who came before you. They provided financial support for scholarship, they provided mentorships for you, they provided internships, and they will continue to support you throughout your lives. It is now your turn to do something for them. Remember and be generous. And when Michigan calls, yes, you want to say, go blue, but you want to say, yes, I will give back as well. Congratulations to all of you, and all the best.
In a few short moments, we will conclude the celebration with a fine send-off from the University of Michigan's Men's Glee Club and from our organist, Dr. James Kibbe. When we do, we ask that the audience kindly remain seated until the graduates have left the auditorium. We invite all of you to join us immediately after the ceremony for a reception outside this auditorium under a tent on Ingalls Mall, across the street from Rackham Auditorium. Graduates will be exiting the east doors of Hill Auditorium towards the courtyard. So that all of our guests can exit the building comfortably, I encourage you to meet your graduate at the water fountain in the courtyard or under the tent, rather than directly outside the doors or in the lobby of the auditorium. Graduates, I've had the privilege of getting to know many of you, and I have a profound sense of the intelligence, talent, drive, and fundamental goodness of this class. The challenges before you are many. As you rise up to meet one, disparities emerge to disrupt the perfect solution you have created. You could throw your hands up and give up, but that's not who you are. Michigan Public Health graduates are diligent. We are driven by a mission. We are curious and optimistic. We are dogged in the pursuit of that solution, and we are grateful for the opportunity. And the only way to take on the complex challenges that you will encounter is to approach them with an open mind. You cannot continue to learn without the willingness to accept new ideas. Embracing the unknown and the uncomfortable is paramount. New ideas come from people. Do not work in isolation. Transformative work will rarely be done alone. That doesn't just mean how you work, but why you work. You will likely build on someone else's work, and someone else will build upon yours. This arc of science advances the mission of achieving optimal health for all. Think of Tatiana. In that wheelchair over in the corner that has been sitting silently through this presentation, Tatiana has completed many grueling hours of workout as well as winning. She has grunted, panted, sweat, and wept. It stands empty on the stage today as a metaphor for your time in school. But just as Tatiana will mount up tomorrow in pursuit of being better, after the celebrations of today and maybe even this weekend, this is public health. You too must get back in the saddle and redouble your efforts on behalf of people who will never even know your name. Embrace preparation and mount up once more into the fray. Think of Professor Neitzel and Carissa Schmidt. Be passionate in your pursuits and give of your time. Think of those in attendance around you today. You got here with the support of a community. I count myself in that community. It has been an immense pleasure and indeed an honor to work with you here in Ann Arbor during this phase of your careers. Thanks to the University of Michigan School of Public Health, we are now permanently connected one to another. I'll be watching. And to this remarkable place. Please stay in touch. All of you are going to make a difference. It is too trite to say, go change the world. So instead, go change something. Keep your minds open to all that is possible. Are you ready? You have chosen to dedicate your lives to the bettering of the health and well-being of your fellow human beings. I know of no greater calling. Congratulations on your graduation, class of 2017.
Where science, where truth revealed to those whose minds